these extreme events will happen more often. What does it mean? For heat waves, it has implication for health, as people with high blood pressure and other health conditions, asthma, could suffer. People who do not have air conditioning will, of course, be affected the most. And it's especially important for Georgia, as you mentioned at the beginning. We have a humid climate. So evaporation of water doesn't cool you down. When you sweat, sweat doesn't evaporate and you can't cool down. There is no escape from that except air conditioning. And air conditioning draws power and affects the energy sector. In time of heat wave, everybody uses air conditioning and energy consumption increases so much that the voltage in the power grid could drop. And then the regulating office or dispatch who is overseeing this power could just cut pieces of this power supply net to keep the rest running, like to keep hospitals and important life establishments. So the houses could be out of power at the time when they need it most. So the power generation capacities have to be developed with keeping in mind that the increase in summer months will probably be significant. Agriculture will affect. These extreme events will have effect on agriculture. I wanted to ask you, what do we grow in Georgia? What crops can you think of?
Peanuts.
Peanuts, very important one, yes. Yes?
We used to grow a lot of peaches.
Peaches. Georgia is a peach state, yeah. We still have them. Anybody else?
Cotton.
Cotton, it was really important some time ago. Still is grown in significant quantities, yes. Pecans, yes, was also good. So we have all the fruits and vegetables and some industrial cultures. And I show those. I'll show the, this is a model forecast of how production of maize and winter wheat, for example, will change under conditions of double CO2. So out of those scenarios, that model is run. This one is for double CO2, so it's a little higher than minimum, somewhere in the middle of those changes. And we see the numbers are negative here. -5% for green color, -10 over here, -10 to 15, blue one. So winter wheat production is going to go down if we have this increase in temperature. Also from maize, we have -7 to 15%. But for the other cultures like peanut, already mentioned here, soybeans, you see this is positive. This is 0.25% increase in many areas, 20 to 15% in the most of Georgia increase. So not all plants are equal. Some plants adjust better to hot conditions. Some plants adjust better to increasing CO2. CO2 is like a food for plants. They eat carbon dioxide, CO2. They also take water and minerals from the ground, combine all of those into organic matter. So some of them are able to adjust and grow better in hot conditions with high CO2. So farmers might want to consider what crop are they going to plant to get a better financial results, to make sure they will grow better in these times of increasing temperatures. You have a question? Okay, I think everybody have seen those trees which are growing dry and has brown spots on them. Unfortunately, north of Georgia, this is very common. I saw many times in the Smoky Mountains hiking last winter. I've seen a big mountain hill. The whole hill is gone. Trees are dry or covered in this brown stuff like this. And this is because of bark beetle. Bark beetle eats plant, especially plant which is weakened by dry climate or some other like a lack of water and temperature changes. And those beetles are small, and their lifestyle depends on weather. So when we have warmer weather, those beetles can reproduce faster. They are more active. They disperse to a new tree, from one tree to another one better. So the temperature change is everything for this. The number of negative temperature days, so below freezing, is decreasing, and that has a profound effect on those beetles. Colder temperature will kill them, colder temperature will kill their larvae and prevent them from spreading. But we have less those cold days, so this is one of the important effects that we might need to address somehow. I talked already about air quality. Its air quality could also affect and result in deaths of many, many people if you look at the whole United States. I don't know how many people were affected by this in Atlanta. I don't have numbers, but over US, it could be hundreds for every couple of degrees Fahrenheit rise. The health impact of the global warming put together, I would say the heat stress and extreme heat days are still the most important, even though these diseases, which are spread by animals, also could grow and take toll. Mosquitoes, they are a vector carrier for West Nile virus, for yellow fever, and for malaria. Fortunately, we do not have malaria and yellow fever here in Georgia, but many countries with a similar climate, they are affected very strongly. Also, Lyme disease spread by ticks, and both ticks and mosquitoes are affected by temperature. It's very interesting that if the temperature drops below 16 Celsius or 60 Fahrenheit for any significant amount of time, then malaria mosquitoes will not be able to spread the disease. The same for yellow fever. Lower temperature means less disease chances. And finally, we've got to discussion point. I was talking about all this bad stuff, and I don't want you to feel so negative. There are positive sides of global warming. I suggest to divide into teams and spend maybe 5 minutes digesting all the information that I gave you and Kari gave you, and think about maybe some simple examples, maybe from something from your everyday life, what positive things you could think of with the global warming in Georgia. I have this markers where you can call, and I have paper pads, which I'll give you. So you will be able to write down your ideas, and then every team will present whatever they come up with. Okay. I will do this.